Boom. Alright, what's up you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about how I was wrong about Bitcoin when it came to my short-term price analysis. And first off, that's okay. It's perfectly fine. That's part of the game. You win some, you lose some. The main thing is that you stick with it and adapt, or you get slapped. But as you guys know, Bitcoin kicked off the month of October with an absolute bang, currently sitting just under 48K at the time of recording, which is Saturday. So Bitcoin seeing some positive price action, obviously catalyzed some upside, ignited the thrusters for the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Ether actually outperforming Bitcoin at the moment, sitting just under 3,400. Super impressive, you guys. So we are going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum on the charts today. I'll give you guys my upside price targets, but I also want to talk to you guys why I'm still not fully convinced that we are reigniting this rally for good. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about the barriers that still stand in the way in my eyes, and hey, if we break through those barriers, then I will flip bullish. I have no problem with that. Again, adapter gets slapped, but there are still a couple of barriers in the way, and those will make sense as we dive into the charts. All right, so before we do, I will ask you guys, as always, to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you're bullish or bearish on Bitcoin, bull or bear, give the video a like, please. Let me know in the comments down below, are you currently a bull or a bear, and why? Rationalize your thoughts behind that. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're watching this and for some reason you aren't, flip that red button gray. And lastly, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link down in the description below. That is $15 a month or $40 for every 3 months, up to you. Complete list of my entire portfolio, all call options, put options, stock positions that I do update every single trading day during market hours. And along with every update, I do send out an email newsletter explaining my thoughts, rationalizing my trades, which we actually will kick this video off with. And I do want to read the intro to Friday morning's newsletter that I sent out for you guys prior to jumping into the charts as well. But check out complete portfolio daily newsletter. Again, first link down below. Do my best to make that worth your hard-earned money. And of course, on top of that, cherry on top, as I call it, the private Sunday stock watch. So just like every other Sunday stock watch I've recorded, but for a couple of months now, it has been exclusive to the newsletter group. So I record one just like this, just like a Sunday stock watch. All you've seen in the past, the video you're watching right now. And I do upload it to YouTube still, but I just make it unlisted, and then I make the private link available through the newsletter. Okay, so I send out all this, I send out the private link to all the subscribers of the newsletter straight to your inbox. Okay, so check that out. Again, first link down below. Discord link is down below as well. Hop in there every trading day. The community on the Discord is insane. A lot of people who are smarter than me in there, so go check out the Discord. That link is down below as well. Use code YouTube25 if you want $25 off that bad boy. So again, means a lot if you guys check those out. Does a lot to support me, keep the party rolling, keep the Waves family moving. Appreciate it if you do, but if not, as always, no worries. Let's read through this guy, and then we will dive into the charts and talk some BTC and ETH. Also, you can see the Bitcoin miners, which performed pretty weird. Like, there was a lot of volatility in the Bitcoin miners on Friday, of course, in the wake of Bitcoin seeing some crazy price action, which makes perfect sense. But I will be talking about the Bitcoin miners in tomorrow's Sunday stock watch as well. So just keep that in mind. And of course, cover some EVs, maybe some short squeeze plays, root as well. Okay, so before we dive into the charts once again, kick it off with this, and then we'll talk some technicals. So it's Friday, family, and what the heck is going on today? We're kicking off the month of October with what may be the most confusing market environment I've ever experienced. I just said yesterday that more clarity comes with each day that passes, but as of today, I need to tell you guys that I definitely don't have clarity around what's happening right now. I do have some theories though. First off, Bitcoin shot at 10% in the span of 10 freaking minutes. This is crazy for an asset of Bitcoin's scale. And honestly, this seems very suspect to me. TikTok just announced NFT integration, their first NFT project. You guys can go check out that article if you want. Just Google it. Did they buy up some BTC? Who bought this much BTC? I smell even more manipulation than usual. So just the fact, you guys, and I went on to explain why this was a little bit in the part 2 of the newsletter where I covered the charts and stuff. But the fact that Bitcoin shot up as fast as it did, 10% in the span of like 10% in an hour is crazy. 10% in less than an hour is staggering, okay? So this seems a little sus to me. Yes, we did break trend, which we will look at right here. We broke this trend line, which makes sense to catalyze a big move up. But just a buy order at this scale, again, this had the fact that it happened so fast leads me to believe that there is some foul play, potentially foul play behind the scenes. Of course, there's equally as much of a possibility that there wasn't, but we all know Bitcoin is not only the king of the cryptocurrency markets, but it's also the king of fake outs, bear traps, bull traps, and market manipulation by large players, which is why, as I talked about in the whale episode that I posted a couple of days ago, which is why I don't like mega whales. I think mega whales are sketch. It makes perfect sense to me why they're around, and I don't blame them, but I just don't think that plays into the democratized narrative of Bitcoin necessarily, okay? So regardless, still sus. That said, miners are slacking a bit, even though Bitcoin and equities are ripping, of course, except for bitfarms and btbt. But it was surprising to see Riot and Mara, Riot up only 1.5%, Mara up 5%. I thought it'd be crazier, especially considering the equity markets bounced back. But bitfarms, btbt, some good news came out around bitfarms specifically, so it makes sense it shot up almost 20%. But again, I'll cover those more tomorrow in the Sunday Stock Watch. The equity indices kicked off the morning in the red, but bounced back in a big way following Merck's announcement of an oral COVID treatment. Obviously, huge news. Market kicked off the morning super red, so very volatile Friday for the markets. But the Merck news, that oral treatment, nothing has been FDA approved yet. So the rally we're currently seeing is heavily weighted by optimistic speculation. But hey, everything at this moment is pretty much just speculation, all right? We live in a very speculative environment. There's a lot of retail. There's a lot of hot capital. There's a lot of irrational action. So, you know what? Maybe sometimes the irrational take is not the best take. You see all the apes out there, and everyone wants to be a bull. And that is something that I do get slapped in the face with a lot of the time. But again, I do still have the bear argument. And honestly, I'm still staying hedged. If you guys are part of the portfolio newsletter group, you know I'm on I'm on safety mode. So the primary reason the S&P and Dow, oh man, got a lot to cover here. But if you guys have been tuning in to this, this is relevant to you. If not, you can just skip to where you see this on the little scrolly thing at the bottom, okay? Little timestamp area. The primary reason the S&P and Dow are rising are due to reopening stocks like airlines and hospitality. I get that. That's pretty much the only thing that actually makes sense to me today. EVs in the green energy sector, even Tesla, are seeing red today, which is weird, which is also strange. Tesla actually just crushed their delivery report. Good for Tesla, so we'll see what happens there. Which is also strange. This is a sector that would thrive in a COVID-free environment. Why are they falling? I have no idea, but this does reinforce my theory that this sector is almost inversely correlated, which means it does the opposite, to the S&P. So, you guys know I've been bearish on the S&P 500. Honestly, still bearish on S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow, just because of the macro environment, which is why I'm still sus on Bitcoin as well, honestly. But the EV and green energy sector seen such a significant correction. Obviously, things are trending in that direction. If COVID does free up, this sector should do very, very well. I mean, obviously, energy, EV, green energy is, energy in general right now, honestly, even oil is kind of thriving. So green energy, I do think will perform well regardless of the macro environment, red or green, okay? So, again, guys, I need to be as transparent as I can and let you know that I really don't know much. I just don't know much at this point. There's not much clarity. And, unfortunately, there's even less clarity than there was. But, again, I feel like it can't get more vague than Friday. So, at this point, there has to be more clarity with each day that comes, okay? So, bear with me, you guys. Again, it's a tough game. This is all, as I said, this is all speculation. We're all just speculating in a sense, just using, as I always say, the available data set to us to make the most rational and reasonable conclusion that we can. And again, sometimes I'm wrong. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Everyone's wrong sometimes. But own up to it. And again, move on, move forward, keep at it. At this point, I'm just doing my best to keep my portfolio safe until more clarity comes. Next week will be super interesting. And actually, the remainder of this weekend will be interesting as well because Bitcoin is looking pretty crazy. But again, if you guys want one of these bad boys, of course, I do go on to talk about my trades, rationalize my trades for you guys. And this comes with a complete portfolio as well. First link down below one more time. And again, this is $40 a month or, $15 a month or $40 for every 3 months. I don't know why I always scuff that. But again, first link's down below, Discord, everything. Appreciate it if you guys check it out. Let's talk some Bitcoin, okay? So Bitcoin, 47.7. Bitcoin, as soon as we broke out, you guys know in the last video I posted, which could not have aged more poorly, think a few hours after I uploaded that video went live, Bitcoin absolutely took off and did not do as I expected. Tested the line of resistance on this descending channel. Once we broke through that, again, obviously you guys know that debate based on that red arrow. My theory was that with the lack of volume, with what we were seeing, with the technicals, with the macros and with the macro fundamentals, I did expect. And the equity markets taken into consideration as well, just kind of the sentiment around Bitcoin, which also makes me that much more sus on this massive buy order, which sketches me out. And I've already said that, but it really does. Okay, so thought we were going to go down, thought we were going to test the line of support on this ascending channel, but nope, wrong, bullish. We broke out. Okay, so we broke out of the descending channel. As soon as we broke out, you see that huge, again, thrusters ignited. That 4-hour candle is a beautiful thing right there. And the volume we're seeing right now is pretty good as well. But right now, we are still technically setting a lower high. So I got to talk to you guys about that. Talk to you guys about where the breaking point is for me personally, for me to flip bullish, and then we'll talk about some bullish price targets. We'll do the same for Ether as we move into that after this. Okay, so broke out, but still in a technical downtrend in the sense that we are still setting a series of lower highs and lower lows, technically, unless we break above 48.7. Okay, so high, low, lower high, lower low, and we are still technically setting in a lower high. Okay, that's why you guys are seeing a lot of resistance around here at this moment. Okay, so where will I personally flip bullish? Where will I consider loading up on miners and Bitcoin and Ethereum once again? For Bitcoin, that will be if we break 50K. So as I said in the beginning, you guys, again, Bitcoin is the master of bear and bull traps and fake outs. So even if we do break a higher high right here, I'll still be suspect unless we see a daily closure above 50K. Okay, so 50K, obviously very significant psychological even. I do think it's going to be tough to pass that. But if we see a daily closure above 50, preferably even 51K, honestly, then I do think it's very likely that Q4 will be exceptional for Bitcoin. And when it comes to upside price targets, I do think that it's very possible that this previous line of support that we broke through right now, that kind of initiated the downtrend that we're currently seeing in early September, prior to, again, Bitcoin was in this beautiful ascending channel, as you guys can see here. Broke that, catalyzed the downtrend that we're currently in. But if we do see some upside, again, if we do break 50K, I'll just say right now, I do think the line of support will come into play as new resistance. TA 101, previous support becomes new resistance, vice versa. And if we start ripping, say by the end of or early October, if we test it October 10th, in like a week from now, if we really start ripping, I think it's very possible we could see a 60K Bitcoin. And of course, the further you extend this is a pretty steep uptrend, the higher the price target gets. Okay, so maybe we see new all-time highs in Q4. I don't know, but I'm still a little sus, again, as long as we're below 50K. And again, just the macros are still sketching me out as well. Okay, so just stay on your toes, guys. Keep that in mind. And also, always do your own due diligence and your own research. Do your own charting for yourselves. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. Hopefully, you guys can learn from my mistakes, my failures, and my successes. Is what I do best to achieve, obviously. So Bitcoin, close it out with good old Ether. Ether, again, performing beautifully. Ether at this moment same thing here. Bitcoin's massive move up catalyzed a break of the descending channel for Ether as well. So Ether broke out this line right here, this cyan line, is a very significant longer term trend line for Ether. Okay, so as you can see here, we broke above it. And we actually closed a 4-hour above it. And again, you guys, this is, in my opinion, why it's important to close dailies, why you want to look for daily closures above trend lines, because we are definitely falling right now. But Ether, short-term uptrend right here. Maybe we come down here. Maybe we come back up. If we close the daily above this trend line, I'll get very bullish. But same story here, you guys. We are still technically setting in a lower high. Okay, so high, low, early September again, massive dump, high, low, lower high, lower low. We are still setting in a lower high as long as we're below 3,600 or 3,638 if you want to get super specific. I guess if you want to get super specific, 3,676, okay? So if Ether can break 3,700 and preferably 3,800, honestly, that would potentially flip me bullish again and would lead me to believe that Ether also can see new all-time highs in Q4. But again, given the macro environment, still sus. Regardless, my upside price target for Ether is going to be this trend line right here, which has been just a significant line of both resistance and support in the past. On the overall uptrend, the bull market of 2021, this line fairly reasonable, but it would take us to new all-time highs by November 1st in the case, again, that we absolutely rip, which I'm not comfortable giving this price target, but as I like, if we do start ripping, in the case that we do start ripping, which honestly I'd put at like 25% odds that we hit this price target, maybe 20% odds, that would take us to like $5,400, 53, $5,400. So maybe we see a 5K Ether if everything goes great, if the market really starts ripping. But given the performance of the it was weird. Like on Friday, the NASDAQ performed poorly. And usually Ethereum and the NASDAQ are closely correlated because Ether is a very tech-focused project. Ether, again, is known as kind of like the finance, the DeFi, the NFTs, the blockchain, whereas Bitcoin is kind of digital gold. Ether is like the blockchain itself, the base layer of a lot of technology that's actually being built. So Ether, a lot of the time, is closely correlated to the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ did not perform well, but Ether ripped. So this is weird to see. Again, there's just a lot of inconsistencies in the market when it comes to how the markets usually act, which is just amazing. Like nothing, as I said in the newsletter, you guys, nothing is really on Friday. Not much made sense from a rational perspective, but again, there's nothing really makes sense in the macro over the past year. So who knows? Just stay on your toes, guys. Take in as much information as data as you can and make the most rational and reasonable decisions as you can, especially when it comes to your money. Just stay safe, you guys. Just stay safe out there, okay? So, again, if you guys want tomorrow's episode of Sunday Stock Watch covering all the Bitcoin miners and some of my favorite stocks, EVs, and whatnot in the market, again, check this bad boy out once again. Discord, all the links down below for the last time. If you guys are still here, I appreciate you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you have a great week ahead. Again, like the video. It means a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new around here. And if you're still watching, subscribe. Just come on, subscribe. And as always, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? And again, rationalize your thoughts down there. Feel free to roast me. Honestly, I don't really care. But I'll talk to you guys downstairs in the comments. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace, guys.